Happy Friday, everybody. It's Kate Richburg, and welcome to Free Tip Friday. My hair seems to be sticking straight up in the air right there. Well, it's just going to have to stay there. That's what's going to happen. There we go. It is Friday the 13th. It's Friday, June 13th. If you're watching me live, which so many of you are, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm Kate Richburg. It's beadshop.com. Let me start off. So many of you are here and chatting. Let's see. All right. Everybody's here. Great. Good to see everyone. A lot of people are saying it's raining where they are. We are getting some rain here tomorrow, I think. Let's hope. We want a little bit of rain. Let's see who's here. Awesome. Great to have you all here. Let me do this real quick before we get started. So you know the drill, where to find us. Facebook, our wonderful Facebook group, the Bead Table, our Instagram page, beadshop.com, our Pinterest pages. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button on YouTube. Our YouTube community is growing by leaps and bounds, and I'm so grateful for that. Hit us up on social at beadshop.com, everywhere that there is social media, and you can reach out at info@beadshop.com. Well, it's a busy day over here. As usual, we're filling orders. Finishing up for the week. We've got a lot of things shipped, a lot more ship out today. And again, please remember to communicate with Drea if you have any order issues or anything with your order. Joy Ogawa, we got your note, and let me tell you, it was my fault. I placed your order aside to actually fill it very tenderly, and there it stayed aside. So that was my fault. It's going out today. Big apologies for that. So my fault, but it's coming. I'm prioritizing it. It's going out to you today. You're just over from the Central Valley, so you should get it super soon. So apologies for that. And I put a little extra in there for you for something. So apologies. I put it aside very carefully to send it to you with a little note. I wrote the note, and there it's at. Anyway, so thank you for your patience, and thank you everybody for being patient with us. But we are closing in on being caught up. We'll let you know as soon as we are. We super appreciate all of your orders and support and patronage. And so, oh, and yay, Clarissa. Thank you. I'm so glad. She's been getting orders and it's like Christmas. So yes, we really, really appreciate you folks. We've got some fun things planned for the new year, but we've got to get everything caught up and tied up and ready to go. Liz got her order. She says she received her order this morning. Thank you. Thank you. Everything is fabulous. So that makes me so happy. And Joy, she says, she was just worried it got lost. Oh my gosh, you've had a day's worth of orders lost at the post office. That is no good. Well, if there are orders, let us know. We will help you out with them. Okay. So that's what's going on here. So thank you folks so much for your grace in all of this, but we're getting there. I'll tell you, it takes a team, and this team is, we are strong. Speaking of team members, we had Alfie out here, kind of roaming around with his big paws. So maybe if he comes back out, oh, he's in his chair. He's in his chair. Yes, he takes the big office chair. So, and Janice says, we're so happy that you folks are getting your orders. Janice is restocking and restocking. So we're getting there, my friends. But let me tell you, we have some really fun things centered around education that are going to launch at the beginning of the year. I'm super excited to share those with you. One of them is that Drea made on the homepage, and I'm going to take a drink of coffee And I want to, yeah, little Alfie Naughty Pants. That's right. Annie, he's super naughty today. So naughty. Let me see if I can add, bear with me, and then we'll get to stitching, my friends, I promise. But you know, Friday's always a little loosey-goosey here. Let me get there. Bear with me here. I'm going to try and add, because not only am I the talent, I'm the IT woman, and and the production assistant. That's what I meant to say. So let me do this. Let me share my screen. Let me do that. Let me do this. And here we go. Okay, so here we are with our homepage right here. Let me turn off that admin thing because I've got that. There we go. So here on our homepage, you can see we have our Jolly 15 and Joyous 20. So when you make those orders here with us, use those coupon codes, my friends, please, please do. Then I wanted to show you here. Let me scroll up. And if we go under videos, see here how we have Stitch-In broadcasts. Drea just added that in. And Stitch-In, whoops, I need to make sure. Miranda, will you make sure that my computer is plugged in? It just said it's low on power.
It's not.
Oh, my dear. Oh, goodness. Thank you. Well, thank goodness Miranda's on it. There we go. All right. I think it's, yes, we're good. So I just didn't suddenly disappear. You can see that we've got the Stitch-In broadcasts here on this page. So you can find them all right here. So you'll see these coming down the line. And random Saturdays, there'll be broadcasts. There's going to be some other broadcast things that are coming. So you'll see those. So check in with Stitch-In broadcasts. This piece that I did here, this GemDuo snowflake, was kind of part of the Stitch-In broadcast oeuvre. And then that long Magatama pine cone, the one that I did earlier, that was also a Saturday Stitch-In. So take a look at them here. And yes, we've got a couple of things. Janice is saying our TiaraCast products are coming from Greece. They should be here really shortly. So that'll be a big restock. And my friends, Janice has a special project with that finding that she had them resurrect. So we're very excited about that. You'll see that at the new year as well. Okay, so that's coming. Lots of fun things that are coming up. So let me stop sharing this. Let me add my broadcast here, or add my other camera. There we go. I think we're good. All right. So let me highlight that and let's talk. I'm just looking here at the comments. Hello, my friend. Hello, Michelle. It's great to see you. Leslie, you can always hit up Drea if you've missed a coupon code or whatever. Just let us know. Okay. And then Jackie, TiaraCast will still be under TiaraCast here. The TiaraCast that we have on board now are pieces from the new manufacturer that's over in Greece. They're the same people who manufacture the symbols. The quality is excellent. So it still is on the site as TiaraCast. Oh, Carrie, thank you. You know, I made these. I need to, I guess, officially make these a project. I thought I did. Maybe we did these on a day where I was playing around when the symbols first came in. But this would be a good Saturday Stitch-In. Let me highlight this right here, and let me hide that here. Okay, so let me show you what we've got. I'm going to try and coordinate this into some kind of a coherent broadcast, because I feel that I have so many things to share with you today. But let me show you. Yes, and we do have more GemDuos and Super Duos that are coming in. Is this really? Okay, I've got it. Hang on, everybody. Pull them back over here, Miranda. Everybody, can you see what's happening right there? Can you see that?
His Royal Highness.
There he is. He's kind of hard to... Alfred. There he is. There he is on his throne. Miranda is wheeling him around.
He said, yes, thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Oh, there he... Let me zoom out here. There we go. There he is. That's a good zoom. There we are. And there's Miranda. I mean, she should be filling orders, but instead it's cat tending.
He was in my way.
Yeah. So thank you, Alfred. And there he goes. Alfred, you go in the corner.
Yeah.
Go in the corner by where we keep the symbols.
Yeah, he's going to symbol.
Yeah, you're going to symbol land over there. There he goes. All right. Let me get back. Let me get back to this. Oh, you can see my lunch money on my lunch money here. Let me get this going the right direction. Sorry. I just thought that you folks had to see that. You're getting a lot of props for that, Miranda. And Terry says, no wonder you're so busy. Alfred needs his own chauffeur. It is really true. Alfred loves to be wheeled around in that big chair. But I thought you had to see that, folks. You just had to see it. Oh, and my mom said, Miranda's so pretty.
Oh,
she is. She's got that pretty princess hair that just super jealous. But oh well, you know. Some of us have pretty princess hair. Some of us have good personalities. What are you gonna do?
you can't have both.
Can't have both. Oh no, we are all gorgeous. We are gorgeous babes. Okay, let me get this back. All right, I've played around long enough showing Alfred and screwing around. Let's get to it. So from Saturday Stitch In, here is the snowflake I made. And you folks remember Emily's really fantastic initials. That's really part of what also was inspiring me with using this UltraSuede and stuff, right? Right? So I also wanted you folks to remind you that I made some special UltraSuede variety packs. It has 3 pieces of 4x4 UltraSuede in these 3 colors. This purple, I think this is clove, I can't remember. And this one is this kind of off-white. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the colors, to be honest. But you get these. I've cut these for you. It's pretty nice. So anyway, these are still up. We still have some of these left. So the variety pack, if you want one to, work with Emily's initials, to work with the snowflakes, and we're going to have more variety packs up for you with different colors that I think you folks will enjoy using. We've got new colors coming. So I wanted to show you this. So Deb wants to know why Alfred does not have a blankie on his nest. That cat has blankies all over the house. He's fine. And he's so weighty that I think if he had a blankie, he might overheat. So, yeah. And Terry, that is for sure. That cat takes too many breaks when he should be working. And that is definitely true. That cat's whole life is a break for sure. And Janice, thank you for sharing that. We've got a bunch of great UltraSuede that come in nice big tubes, but I thought that you might like having some of the assortment packs for these that are a little bit smaller as well. So I did those for you. There's a couple things I want to show you today. Number one, I'm going to glue this now. So this can glue and sit here and dry while I show you some other stuff. So I wanted to show you the gluing of this whole thing. And so I'm going to use the E6000. There's a variety of different glues, and we're also looking at some different glues that we got sent to play around with. So we're going to have some more glue options for you as well. But I'll be honest, this E6000, just like Emily used, is great. Oh, and Miranda, I need, you know what I didn't grab? Pin backs. Duh.
Well, thank goodness we found
Yeah, thank goodness we know where they are. That's just a little inside joke here. We know where everything is. Yeah. So we do carry, these are the 1-inch pin backs. We carry these, right?
You see one?
I just need one, yeah, for now. And I also, this is confession time right here. I have been doing a lot of, crafting and stuff. These are you've seen me use these before. These are my Kai scissors, my fabric scissors. Well, I use them, I don't know. I think I use them to cut some double stick tape or something. And what happened?
You use your sewing scissors?
I know. Miranda's like, I'm going to have to send you out. I used my sewing scissors on some tape. So I wanted to show you how I'm cleaning those off. They got a little gummy. So I got one of those alcohol, those little prep pads. So you can just get regular alcohol in there, right? And so they clean these off just perfectly. It's just a little, how you get them if you give yourself injections, or I had these from the pandemic. I was wiping things down, or my sewing needles when I sew through double stick tape or whatever. I use these little alcohol pads. I know, right? I know everyone's scandalized in the comments, but I wanted to show you that all hope is not lost. So there we go. I cleaned them up. I know it's terrible. And so a really sharp pair of scissors, you're going to really need these today. Okay. So I got these. I'm going to show you another couple of scissors from my scissor arsenal. One are these. These are just little Italian curved scissors that I use with my embroidery machine. Look at how nice and tight, thin these get, right? So I'm going to cut just like Emily did. I know I think this may be the most scandalous thing I've ever said online, Miranda, was that I use my scissors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm causing a worldwide scandal. But so I'm going to do this with by just kind of pushing them on. Yeah, they're Italian. Let me see if I can, I might have gotten them online, probably from Amazon is my guess. And you can see the brand is Pre-Max. It looks like. They're Italian. I love them. They're curved. I use them when I use my embroidery machine, and I cut threads, when the embroidery's flat, I'm embroidering with my machine, and I need to get in there and cut a flat, thread kind of flat. It's really great. So I know I do need a referral link. I should do this for Amazon. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm not really sure how to do that, but Miranda, let's put that on our list
All right.
to get Amazon referral, because we do sometimes send you over there.
Share the wealth.
That's smart. So anyway, there it is. So what I did here was something else to add to my list, right? Right here, right? Just like Emily did. And I'm turning it over and I can see where those spots were there and there. I'm going to let me see if I have a pen. I'm going to make the tiniest of dots. I'm going to do that one more time. Like that. Right there. Oh, and Azalea's working on their Amazon referral link. I love that. Thank you. I will, I'll chat up Azalea. That's perfect. My North Carolina daughter. So see, I've made a little dot there and there. I'm going to come in with my little curved scissors like this. A little tiny little clip there. I could also do it with these Kai scissors right there. Okay, so you can see I've got my little openings. And the cool thing about UltraSuede is, like Emily showed us, it stretches, but not a lot, because this is a synthetic fiber, not a natural fiber. I'm going to open these up just a hair more because I can see they can go in. Let's do this. And let's do this. And I think Emily told us that this needs to be up. So I'm doing that. Put that in. There we are. See how perfectly that fits through? And that, bam. Okay. So here is, it looks crooked, but it's not because the pin back. So here it is. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to glue these together. Okay. So I want to make sure that this is, maybe I'll do it. I think I want it kind of like that. So I didn't really think about this that well, but I think this will cover everything I need it to cover. It will. Okay, so that's fine. All right, so let me start by going on the back here. I'm going to get my E6000 and I'm going to start in the center and I'm going to extrude a blob of E6000 in the center. Okay. Now I also got these little, I'm sure I got these also off of Amazon. They're like kind of, I don't know, they might be canapé toothpicks or they might be craft sticks. I don't know, but I like them because they have this little paddle right here. So you could use a toothpick like my beloved toothpicks that I love to use, but this little paddle really helps spread. And I want a really thin layer. And see how you can kind of see the beads coming through in the back like that, right? So I'm gonna put another bit out over here. I don't know if these are facial waxing sticks. Miranda would know.
Hey, what?
Are these facial waxing sticks?
You could.
You could.
I think those are coffee stirs, actually.
I don't know. They kind of also feel like coffee stirs. I don't know. I don't know what they are, but they look like this. Yeah. Yeah, you can use a popsicle stick. You don't have to use anything super fancy. All right, so see this? There we go. Now, let me make sure, let me put this down so I don't glue it onto anything. Let me make sure this is facing the right way, which is like this. right? And let me put this front and center like this. I don't, like Emily told us, we don't want this pin back to be too in the middle. So the pin back is about right here. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to press. Okay. Like that. Now I'm going to check. I'm going to kind of roll this back. That looks good. That looks like it might need a little bit more. So let me use this mystery stick. You can also use a toothpick. You might want to use a toothpick for this part, but I'm going to use kind of the skinny portion of this. I know they're like little tiny. So Janice, it's a great question. So I should have matched the squares up, but when I cut this, I had squared it up. If I had squared it up, I would have had these two sticking at the top, and I wanted this sticking up at the top, right? So I had to adjust it, but it's no big deal because I'm going to cut around this anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. Okay. So I'm going to come in and I'm just going to double check. I really want these points. See, that point needs to be glued a little bit more. So I'm going to come in, add a little more glue there, pinch it down. And this, as long as I get coverage where I need it, it's fine. So you can use scraps for this too, right? Kind of odd shapes, it doesn't matter, as long as everything's covered. So I'm really going to pinch those GemDuos down. Let's do, see, that one is pretty glued. That's good. Let's check this one. That's glued. And that one. Okay. So now I'm going to really let this sit for just a few. Okay. Glued down. I've got my pin back on, so we're ready to go. Now, let me show you. I brought a couple of things because this also has to do with the Saturday Stitch-In. And I wanted to share this with you because it was kind of fun. And I'm thinking about maybe doing this project because I've got some vintage textiles that I'm going to do a studio drop on. And it's not going to be, the textiles may even be after the new year because I really want to be caught up before I launch them. But we're really close, so you might see them before that. But I wanted to show you this box that I made. Some of you have seen this on my socials. This is a little box, and I need to get, if we're going to do an Amazon affiliate, I need to get that up before we do this because this is a box that I found on Amazon. And it has all of my stitching things inside. Can you see this? I use this for English paper piecing, actually. And this has, Chris bought me this precious sterling silver and purple glass thimble one year. So that lives in there. I've got some applique pins. I've got another pair of super sharp scissors. I did a little needle minder there with a magnet. But this has a lot of opportunities for embellishments. Okay, and this is just a little jewelry case that I got on Amazon. You can see I did some sticky tape there. There's a bunch of, you know, this is Tula Pink trim there. But look at how cool you could do a box and do kind of some beading over the top of that, right? So I want to play around with this idea, but that affiliate idea is most excellent because sometimes we just can't, I mean, we can't source and carry everything. I love these, and I love that little bit of a lanyap, a little kickback that Amazon would give us for that referral. So I just wanted to share this with you and see if any of you might be interested in doing this on a stitch-in. That's really what the Saturday stitch-ins are going to be, or kind of maybe some different interesting projects. So yeah, I'm definitely going to carry on with them. There won't be a regular schedule. And thank you, Leslie. This bracelet was the one that Danielle Wicks did with us on Wednesday. So no, Deb. So the whole point of this box was it was plain. It's a plain jewelry box. I did all of this embellishing. I did this on my embroidery machine. I glued all of this down. I glued this. I pulled all of the quote unquote guts out of the inside and reupholstered the inside and made all of these things. So no, I did all of this. So I think it would be fun to kind of do this from scratch, use some of the vintage textiles that I'm going to launch for you folks. And we can make one, and instead of embroidery, though you could use if you have an embroidery machine, but we could make some beaded embellishments and stuff for the top. Wouldn't that be fun? This canvas, this blank canvas is perfect, right? So anyway, I really loved making this, and I think this would be a fun thing to make together. Some of the vintage textiles I have to share with you would be perfect for stuff like this. So, and yeah, you could put sewing supplies or beading supplies or something like that, but it was really kind of a fun, there's a couple of little imperfections there, but I'm not too worried about it. It's just for me. This is also why I'm testing out some different adhesives and stuff as well, so we can get into stuff like that. The size 11s, or the size 10s, thanks, Carolyn. The size 10 Delicas, right now we only have this mix in the 10s. The 10s come in kind of a limited color palette. And we weren't going to carry them. Maybe we'll carry some mixes. Would you be interested in size 10 Delica mixes, maybe? I don't know. We don't have infinite room or infinite funds, but I would like to know that. And Janice, thank you for asking that question. Janice and I are of one mind. I would love to know if you folks also sew, because I do have some other ideas up my sleeve as well. So anyway, great. Thank you. I love it. And Janice says, yes, I'm all about 10-aught mixes. So I don't know, maybe we should add them in. And I love how many of you are stitchers. That is great to know. So awesome. And the embroidery machine, there's an embroidery machine question. I have a brother dream machine is what I have. I actually bought it used. I didn't buy it new because it was the price of a car. But I got it after a few other models came out, and I love it. So anyway, you can always message me if you have questions about machine embroidery. I will be glad. So yeah, let's get that. Get some sewing content and stuff out. You folks know that I am doing this next year coming up. My France retreat is not a beading retreat. It's a sewing retreat, an embellishing retreat. So it's going to be super fun. And this is good to know because my brain is moving around. Affiliate, sewing machines, sewing content. We'll see. I'd love to guide you folks on a sewing journey and pull that sewing and beading together, because you know, my friends, that I'm all about omnicrafting, right? Omnicrafting. We dabble and we learn and we bring all of our techniques together so that we are omnicrafters. Okay, so great to know. So let me put this aside. I'm glad you folks love it. Let me get to this right here. I have a new colorway, and this is drying. So yeah, my mom has the same machine, the same Singer that Janice has, that I recommended to Janice. It's the Singer Heavy Duty. My mom loves it. She quilts on it. My mom has some fancy machines, some unfancy machines, non-fancy machines. We love that Singer Heavy Duty. It's really great if you're looking for something that's very inexpensive. And I've sewn on it. I love it. A lot of my sewing friends work on it. There's my buddy Renee. Renee, you know that. There we are. One of my sewing sisters. Love. And Carolyn, same. I agree. I hope I live long enough to get through all of my my projects as well, for sure. Okay. So let's take a look at this kind of colorway here, because as I've filling a lot of your orders, and I saw that we had a bunch of these copper splash GemDuos. And you can go back and watch my stitch in that I did. Let me get a little. Oh, yes, a Singer straight stitch. That's what I love. I have a 301A as well. There's nothing that beats a Singer straight stitch in my book, right? But whatever machine, don't have any machine angst. You know, any machine is a good sewing machine if it gets you sewing, right? You'll have time in your life to upgrade or find something else that you like or whatever. But if you have a sewing machine at home, I'm going to challenge you. You know, that quiet week between Christmas and New Year's where we're all being kind of quiet. Maybe I'll do a stitch in between on that Saturday in between. And I challenge you to get that machine out and make something, you know, stitch something, make something. Maybe I'll show some of my really simple projects. Maybe I can get the vintage textiles up by then. We'll see, but we will. I promise you, my friends, we'll sew together. So, Susan, I love my Singer Featherweight as well. I love it. Deb, don't let that Elna give you anxiety. You and that machine make friends, right? Love. So here's that GemDuo in the center, okay? And I was thinking about this. You know, if you watch the Saturday Stitch In, I did this freehand, you know, like we did the snowflakes, like we did Dria's snowflake earrings. Do I have them sitting here? But you remember what they look like. I've probably been wearing them. They're probably like all over the house. But that one, you know, Dria's snowflake. Oh, here they are. They're right here. Okay. These are they. And this is the copper splash in turquoise. We also have the copper splash in ivory. And both of those are delish, the copper splash. This is the earring that we made, the snowflake earring with the spice. I'm sorry, the sugar mix, Dria's sugar mix. And this is the one I made with my spice mix here, right? So I freehanded this, right? I had it, I held it in my hand and I stitched it. This is one that I made that was kind of a failure. Wasn't quite right, though I actually have to kind of finish it up and fix it up a little bit like this. So yeah, you could. So I guess the point of what I'm trying to say here is, I think maybe you could try it. You could also stitch this to a backing if you wanted to, right? But I kind of like this stitching kind of freehand, gluing it to the background and then gluing it to the pin back. Or we could also glue a GemDuo finding, and I want to show you that here as well. But I wanted to show you this really gorgeous colorway, the turquoise copper splash. Then look at this one, my friends. This is crystal bronze. If I can open it. Do you have trouble opening these lids? This is the crystal bronze pale gold. Come on, look at that, right? And where I put those, so what I did here was this second round. Yeah, I was going to glue something or stitch something to the middle of this snowflake, right? In all my spare time, Leslie, all my spare time. Oh, here comes Chris with treats for tonight's dinner. Oh, and that may or may not be one of my favorite cervezas, which is Sapporo, but it's a little, the sun isn't over the yard arm yet. But look at how pretty this is. You can make this all, I did this with 2 colors. You can make this all 1 color. I just feel like this turquoise is such an elegant color. I know my Chris is a keeper. He knows how to keep the bead lady beating, right? Yeah, nothing like a little Sapporo at the end of the day. You lost me there for a second. I was thinking about dinner. Okay, so there it is. That turquoise bead. Isn't that pretty? And then with this Super Duo, this crystal, look, the crystal Super Duo, these two go in. Oh, he brought us more treats. More limited edition Nerds gummy clusters. Oh, who's the best? Right? Look at that gold. And then I grabbed this one. This is galvanized sea green. And I thought, you know, I wanted a green that was just a little off. Not off in a bad way, but just a hair of a color shift. So this is the 11-4215. Look at that. And I use Zakaya. It's a great question for the Super Duos. Because it's been sitting here, I'm using the Sharps size 10, right? But you could use the size 10 or the size 12 beading needle if you wanted. So let me just string these real quick because this needs just a few more minutes and we're doing okay. Let me stitch this real quick. Here we go. Let's do this. Let me get some thread. I am using the 6-pound fire line. I'll use it in the crystal. And Kathleen, that's a really great question. If I'm using for earrings, are they stable without bending? I think they're a little big, but let me tell you this. One of the things that I'm testing out is this. Let me show you. I'm testing out this diamond glaze. And I think, and when I have a little more time, I'm going to test it. This diamond glaze, essentially what you do with it is it stiffens, right? So something like this is kind of slinky, right? But this is all one piece. So the movement in this piece is okay. But this, since it has the openings in it, we need to be able to stiffen it without a backing. So I think this may be the answer. So maybe I'll stitch this one up and see if I can stiffen it. Okay. Because I think we're going to add this into our adhesive arsenal. Okay. Yeah, a 2mm crystal, Deb, would look great in the center for sure. Let me just string this up. Because remember, I used 2 colors of GemDuos here. This one's a different one. This is that grape Tutti Frutti, I think, and this might be the Halo Cerulean or Celestian, one of those. But I also kind of like the idea of having all one color of Super Duo. And this turquoise copper splash. Miranda, would you get the ivory splash?
Sure.
If you don't mind. This turquoise copper splash feels so vintage to me. I want to show you the ivory too. Let's do these 6 on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So let me, oh, and that's good to know. So Gwen, you use diamond glaze and you've used it to stiffen and you like the result. That is great to know. I have not used it yet, so I'm excited to kind of try it, but I'm glad that it gets the thumbs up from you. So that's great. Let me bring this down here. I'm going to tie this in a knot. And this is just going to be a square knot right here. Oh, perf. Thanks, my friend. See, here's the ivory. And this is the ivory gold splash ivory. We probably need to get more of these splash ones in. Aren't those cool? They really look vintage to me. Look at how nice those look with those Super Duos too, right? And you could use these ivory splash as the secondary round for this one as well. Miranda, I'm going to hand this back to you so it doesn't disappear in the bowels of my work table. Thank you so much. So, oh, I love it that some of you have this diamond glaze. I would really, I appreciate your feedback in all of this. So here's this center, right? So if I just get my needle here and I come up from the center, and I could go around the center one more time, but I didn't reinforce it. I'm just going to go here in the interest of time. I'm going to come up here. And what I did to make these fit was I put an 11-aught and a GemDuo. Remember that the GemDuos have a front and a back, right? Oh, and this is great too. Thank you, Ellen. Ellen uses diamond glaze to coat paper to give it a resin look, and you use it in bezels with paper. Great to know. Great to know. Awesome. So here I'm going to come in, stitch it through, and I'll let you know how the diamond glaze works out. I'm excited about that. So I get this one, I get this one, and I get this one. And these stitch up so fast. Now, if we wanted to stop, like Kathleen, you were asking about an earring. If we wanted to have this be just a smaller earring version, I bet we could stop with just this second round, right? And reinforce it and stitch one of these symbol findings up top like this. This is a silver one, but I'd want a gold one here. Like this, right? So you could add that like to the top, this one, right? And just stitch that in. And that is the Triades GemDuo bead ending, that one. Good to know. Also, with the Protect Clear, I carry, or I don't carry it, but I have some. I use it for to seal some of my copper pieces when I'm doing metalsmithing. So that's also very good intel. So let's put one of these on. Put one of these on. Put one of these on and go through. And let's do this. And look at how that just a slight green color shift. It's not a match, but like Janice says, all greens go together, right? Because you see all greens in nature. So, and it's really true. And I think this is proof of it. I think that you can put almost any green next to any other green, and you are good to go. So let me go through here. I'm going to go back through this one. So there we go. So here's that. Okay. So now this would make a fantastic, oh, and great. Thank you. Janice did have to step out. So I don't know if this is Ellen or I don't know if this is Drea, but thank you for that. I've got one of these brass ones. Let's take a look. Look, this would make, hold the phone. Hold, Ellen. Thank you, Ellen, for doing that. Appreciate. Ellen to the rescue. Look at that. Look at that. GemDuo finding. Now wait for it. Hold your beaded horses here for just a moment. You know, my favorite finding right now is this earwire. You can make it all one color, all monochromatic with just this little pop of other green. So vintage. So vintage. You could just connect that with a little jump ring and stiffen that up. So let me experiment. I could continue on and make this edge. Well, maybe I should. Let me just stitch it. And then I've got a little bit of time. Let me stitch it, and then we're going to diamond glaze it. All right? Let's just do it. Let's do it. This doesn't take any time at all. Right? So I need this. So see how I just popped it up here? Now this row, I need an 11 and a super duo. And, right, is that right? Yeah. And another 11. No, 2 super duos. Let me concentrate here. I get super excited. Can you tell? Like, yes, let's go for it. Let's do it. All right, let me make sure that's right. Yeah, that's right. So this, I'm going to go at Kate speed here because I also want to show you how and we've got time. I'm doing all right. Everybody just calm down. Calm down, Richburg. Thanks, Ellen, for linking all of the pieces and parts I've got there. Look at how nice this looks on this background, though, too, right? And this. Yeah, the rhinestone, the Swarovski Montes with the rhinestones on them, that would also look cool stitching. Stitched in. You know, those Montes are hard to find now since Swarovski kind of stopped selling to the bead market and craft market. You can sometimes find them in vintage, and sometimes you can find them check-made too. But those are great beads. I have some vintage ones. What it is it's a little rhinestone in kind of a cup finding that has a little open cross kind of on the back that you can stitch in. It's a very vintage bead. Very, very vintage bead here. Yes, JP, we see you posting. Thank you. So here we go. We're like this, and then I think on our next round, everything tightens. I hope I'm doing this right. It's been like a week or two since I've made this other one, but hopefully this is correct. We shall see. Okay, this one is clogged. This is why, let me see if I can, yeah, there we go. I just forced it through. Be very careful when you do that. Sometimes if there's a little broken glass or there's something and it gets caught in the hole of your 2-hole bead, but sometimes I just push it through. It's not always the smartest way to go, but sometimes it's the only way to go. Is this right? Bear with me here just a second. Tighten this down, tighten this down, tighten this down. Yeah. And then this one. And this. Okay. Now I go through this. And what did I do? Let me see if I can find my thread path. I go through this. Okay. I go through this one. And I go through the 11-aught. Another 11 with Super Duo and a GemDuo. Like that. Then another 11. The tension here is a little wackadoodle, but just bear with me here. And this. There we go. So that 11 goes on. And then I go back through this 11. And let's take a look and see what that looks like. Is that right? Where's my little thing? I think so. Let me see. So now I've gone here. I go back down here. back up here. I've got my threads tangled. I go through and I put this one on. I put the GemDuo. And this one, sorry. I know I'm anxious to see this diamond glaze as well. You know what I might do? Well, I want to see if it holds the points. So will you folks stick with me on this? I have a half a mind to pull this out, but I really don't want to. I want to see, and these points look fine. Okay, we're good. I want to see if this works. So just bear with me, my dear friends, while I just have a couple. I'm almost halfway there with these points. So thank you for sticking with me because I'm anxious to see the diamond glaze as well. You never know, my friends, what's going to happen on a Free Tip Friday, right? I don't know. These snowflakes just really put me in kind of the holiday spirit. They're just kind of cozy, right? There we go. And I would love to know if you stiffen these, if you make these, and what product you use to stiffen, right? You can help me do some of my market research. Keep in mind that it has to be fairly easy for us to ship because sometimes items that are a little, more difficult or whatever are a little harder to ship. So we want to have something that has ease of use and it's easy to ship out to you. So here's this. Look at this colorway. I'm also interested to see if the diamond glaze affects the finish of the beads, because sometimes when you are stitching or when you're gluing with zap glue, and we've had this happen before, you have to be really careful with beads that have a finish on them because sometimes, and it's not just the zap, but I think it might be any glue, the glue may affect the coating of it. Okay, so we'll know, and we're going to know with this diamond glaze if it changes the finish. Okay, this is my favorite thing. I love designing on the fly. I love demoing on the fly. I'm not afraid to, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? But at least we're all learning together, right? I like that. I've got one more point to do here. And then I'll measure this earring. This earring might be a bit, see if I can get it through there, a bit on the big side, but that has also never stopped me. So if we're wearing this as an earring, but you could also do this. I should have woven this in, but I can do that later. But it would also look great as a pendant too, right? Make sure you're getting the front of the GemDuo. Okay. Here's this. Whoops. That doesn't go on yet. This goes on. Make sure those super duos are facing in the correct direction. That hole is up. Yeah, I'm going to use the diamond glaze, and thanks for that tip, Gwen. I'm going to put the diamond glaze on the back for sure. We're going to do that. But we'll see. We'll just see what happens, right? I think I used it a billion years ago. I think, like you said, Ellen, for paper. I think that's how I've used it. I don't think I've ever used it on beadwork. Get that through. My hands did not want to grab that. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to come up here, flatten that out. That looks gorge, doesn't it? Just gorgeous. I want one of these triades, but I want it in gold. Let me grab one. We're going to stitch that in. So let me get that. I need to come all the way over here. Hang on. Good time to take a screenshot of that. Let me grab one. There we go. Grab two because I'll probably make a pair, but I think the gold will work best on this. Though I could use the this bronze, but I think the gold is better. So here's this. Okay, so I'm going to maybe put a couple of 11/aughts. I'm going to put this through the top. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, that looks good. And two more down the side here, right? Because it kind of covers that thread. One, and do I have one more 11/aught? I have to open this back up. Oh no, there's one hiding. Perfect. And I think I go through that Super Duo and around. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. A little bit easier to see on a darker background. There we go. Okay. So now what I want to do, I need to knot this off. So I think what I'm actually going to do is this. I'm going to go back around. And I'm going to let these two threads meet in the middle. And I'm going to tie them off in the middle. I feel like that's the strongest. Let me go through that 11. Let me go down the side. Let me bring this over to where that thread is emerging. 1 and 2. Okay. Now we're going to start playing with the back. And I see the advice that people are giving me about sanding the back or whatever of this. I will save that. I don't have anything appropriate for sanding. So we're just going to, I might have a nail file here. If I do, I'll try that out. Okay. I don't want to ruin the finish too much on them. But here I'm going to come in, I'm going to tie that. I'm going to tie that. And I'm going to say that my diamond glaze is going to, now remember this is the back, is going to glue this knot into place, okay, because it's on the back. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to thread burn that. Okay, and I like putting my thread through the thread burner, like so. Okay. Now, my crafting instincts tell me to get a plastic baggie. So I'm going to get a plastic baggie. Another good time for a screenshot. I'm going to get that plastic baggie and I'm going to bring this around. Oh, and I'm also, I want to glue, I'm going to glue one of these in here too. Okay. Yeah, very fine nail file. I'm looking to see, I have something like that here. So here it is. It's super fine. I don't want to take any of the finish off. Does it feel rougher? I don't know. I don't know that it does. This is the back, remember. Okay. So let me get the diamond glaze. I think I have to open it up. I know, not with my scissors. I won't do it with my scissors. But I have to shake this bottle. Let me read. Use directly. Okay, let me read the instructions. Thin with water. Use directly over artwork for raised glass-like finish. Absolutely the best adhesive. Blah, blah, blah. Color with dye. Clean up with water while wet. Keep tightly capped. All right. Well, no time like the present, right? So let me get my little stick. And I mean, I guess I could brush it, but I don't really have a brush. So I'm just going to glaze, especially along the thread path, right? Because that's what we want to stiffen, is the thread path, right? Yeah, diamond glaze, I vaguely remember it. We're going to go in here like this. Not too much. You can always go back and add, right? And I'm going to add a little bit more there. Looks like it's going to dry clear. Looks also like it's self-leveling. So I'm not going to screw with it too much, right? See how I'm just dropping it where I need it. And it looks like it will self-level. All right. I'm not going to screw with this as much as I want to continue to screw around with it. I'm going to leave it there. I know, a heat gun, Ma. I was thinking, you and I are also sharing a brain. I was thinking about my heat gun, but I think it's at my studio, or a hairdryer or whatever. Yeah, Mod Podge might work. I don't know. I mean, let me lift this up. I'm going to look at the other side. Oh, the other side looks decent. So I'm just going to let it sit. Okay. So, oh, don't heat it. It will create bubbles. Good to know. All right. Then we're just going to let it. I'm going to move this to the side. Okay. Let's do that. Let's let that sit there. Let's get back to this friend over here. Okay. That's very good intel with that. And it's true because sometimes glue and stuff will bubble like that. So let me come in and I'm going to turn this to the front. I'm going to get my super sharp scissors. I'm going to get these now that they're free of adhesive. And I'm actually going to clip this UltraSuede. I'm going to use the GemDuo as my guide. And I'm clipping along the side. There's a little piece there that, whoops, sorry. Okay, so see how I came in and I did like that little star. All right, so let's use the side of that GemDuo. So I'm visualizing an imaginary line from the tip of this inner GemDuo across to this outer GemDuo right here. Okay, coming in, clipping, turning, doing the opposite, coming in and clipping, making sure not to clip any of my threads that are stitching through this. Okay, now I could leave a little bit of an edge if I wanted to bead around this, but I didn't want to. I just wanted this to be kind of freestanding. And see how clean, you need a good, don't do this with like your kitchen shears, right? Do this with your nice sharp pair of fabric scissors that have a nice sharp point. And if you have to go back in and clip and then clip, oops, that little piece that doesn't want to come. There we go. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I turn, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera there. Clip from that side of that GemDuo, just draw an imaginary line with your eye, right? From here to here. Clip slowly and confidently. And when I clip, see how I'm not opening my scissors that much. See? And that clip, when I clip, these scissors are sharp enough so that cut that I make goes all the way to the tip of the scissors. That's what you're looking to do. Okay, so I'm going to turn it again. Angle, so you're cutting right against that GemDuo, the tip of that GemDuo. Same thing here. Clip and turn. And we also we've got these pin backs on the website. I think they're under like, I don't know, Google pin backs or, you know, search pin backs on the site. I think they're under findings, probably under miscellaneous findings there. But they're nothing super fancy, but they're fine. They get the job done. Nice and sturdy. Now look at this snowflake and let's turn it on the back. Look at that nice star. Now I could come in, I could have left a little bit more of the UltraSuede, but if you'll remember when I glued this, okay, I made sure when I came around, and see that's open a little bit, I could seal that up, but it hardly shows. You just want to make sure that everything here is glued down nice and tight, so when you cut it, it's sealed. Okay, look at that holiday brooch. Isn't that gorge? It's just gorgeous. I know we could put something, a crystal or something in there, or we could glue another GemDuo if we wanted to make it dimensional. We could stitch it or glue it. That would be pretty, right? Or whatever. We could also just add, I used one of these little seed beads. I could glue like a rhinestone, or even see, look at that tiny little seed bead right in the center. I really like that. Maybe I'll glue that right in there. I think that's what I'll do, actually. I really love the way that looks. And I'm going to do that with a drop of GS Hypo, I think, is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the GS. I'm going to come in. I'm going to add a drop. I'm going to turn it over. And I want to make sure that the hole is going from side to side, right? I didn't want to gild the lily too much. I just wanted a little something in that center. That's what I'm going to do. Charlottes in the open spaces would also look amazing because you can still stitch, you know, into this. It would show on the back a little bit, but that doesn't really matter, right? Gorgeous. Gorge. Look at that. I love it. Let's bring our diamond glaze friend back over. This is still wet, I think. Though it's... What I think I'm going to do with this, let me show you where this is. Where this is at. I'm going to really let this sit, and I'm not going to disturb it for 24 hours. I'm really going to let it sit. And then I might even add a second coat on the back. I don't know. I'll let you know. Maybe I'll log on in the morning. Keep an eye out if I log on and do a quick little thing. I'm not going to make it official because I might do some of the things and then I'll show it to you next week. But because we're not carrying this diamond glaze yet, but I still want to test it some more. But you can see it hasn't really discolored anything. So I need to let it sit. It's starting to set up, but I don't want to screw with it too much. Okay. So, oh, Michelle is saying hang it to dry. Well, that's not a bad idea either. I'm picking it up. So here, I just picked it up and I flipped it over. So you can see, it's good advice. See how that diamond glaze is puddled a little bit there? So let me unpuddle a little bit. Maybe it would dry faster to get air on both sides, right? Okay. So maybe I'll just flip this over like this for now, okay? And let it sit. I'll let it set a little bit more, okay? But let me do this so you get a nice... Now is the right time for a screenshot for these. Super fun. I'm pretty pleased with myself, if I do say. Let me make sure the lid is back on all of my glues. And, oh my gosh, my friends, I really super appreciate all of your input today. Let me put my earrings back on so I don't feel so naked. There we go. I can get this in my ear. There we go. My hair's still sticking up, but that's okay. Where's my other earring? Don't know. Somewhere here on my table. Well, I'll put this. Oh, here it is. I was going to have to make an unmatching pair. There we go. Let me pin this on. I mean, just look at how cute. Come on, look. Who's ready? Who's ready for the holiday with my little, or you can make a bunch of them just kind of snowing over on your shoulder, right? Super fun. Well, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. It's always fun to, hang out with you, especially on these live broadcasts on this Free Tip Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. You know that you can find all of this stuff. Number one, if you jump over now to our homepage, you will find our, let me see, let me just screenshot this so I can get this up. We've got our 15% off $50 or more, or 20% off $100 or more, those coupon codes. Bear with me here. I'm going to put them up. I just screenshot it, I guess, from the website. Let me put that up. But it's right up, right on the homepage. You can see it right here. 15% off, 50 or more, you use Jolly 15. 20% off, 100 or more, you use Joyous 20. If you have any order questions, please reach out to Drea. If you need something expedited, or you have questions, or you're like, wait a minute, where did that order go? Reach out. We're just on the other side of the computer, waiting to hear from you. Okay, we're here to help. We're here to help you. So hit that like, subscribe, and notification button over on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, it really helps others to find this content. I think today was a really fun broadcast, if I do say so myself. I had a great time stitching with you folks, finishing up this snowflake and playing around with some different ideas for stiffening the other piece. So hit us up on Facebook, on our great, terrific Facebook group, The Bead Table, at beadshop.com on Insta. Hit up our Pinterest pages for a lot of great, fun ideas. Of course, at beadshop.com, we've got a ton of tutorials for you to be inspired from. And again, hit us up on that YouTube. We really, really appreciate you. So thanks again. Have a fantastic weekend. And thanks, Dawn. I think that Drea said that the monthly mix deadline is not going to be until 2025, until January, sometime in there. Check the newsletter or reach out. Drea will let you folks know. They should be mostly shipped out pretty quick. So let us know though, okay? And monthly mixes next year, we've got some fun ones. January's already done, and Miranda and I are doing February today. Miranda's taking the lead on it. It's her mix for February, so I'm excited to see it. All right. Thank you, my dear friends. We really appreciate you all, and I will see you. If I don't pop in tomorrow to give you a snowflake update, you'll see me on Wednesday, and I'll update you then. All right, my friends. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.